Everybody, Jimmy Rants here. Just thought I'd shoot the breeze with you a little bit. I want to talk to you about a couple little things, nothing crazy. I can't really rant. I have a sore throat. Yesterday, I talked with my best friend over the phone 3 or 4 hours, and I just kind of trashed my voice out. I'm not used to really talking anymore. Ever since my wife passed away last September, there's nobody to talk to, so I don't really talk that much. So whenever I get on the phone and I'm talking with somebody like my best friend, it kind of just, trashes out my throat. So I got to kind of take it easy. Have a little ginger ale, see if that'll help. I was just thinking, sometime I hear content creators, they'll do a video about the direction of their channel. And I used to think, great, just what I want to hear. How boring. But now that I'm making videos, I get exactly what they mean. I know why they do it. I have had some people ask me some specific questions about, am I going to take my channel, am I ever going to take it in this other certain direction? And I thought about it, and I want to kind of talk about that because I am going to take the channel to a little different direction pretty soon. Nothing drastic, I don't think. But first, I want to tell a little story. May not interest you, I don't know. But when I was a boy, we love these stories? When I was a boy, well, when I was a little boy, my best friend, when I was a very little small child, was a guy named David, okay? And when I say that, we kind of grew up together from the time we were about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. We were very good friends all the way up until the time of his passing. And I hope that he rest in peace. He's a good guy. But David, when we were real young, we used to go to church together. My father was the minister of music, and we used to go to the church, and we would sit down, and we always went to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday. Always in church. Had to. When your dad's a song director, you pretty much have to be there. But while we were sitting in church, my friend David, we might have been 6, 7, 8 years old. David was a fantastic artist, and he could really draw, man. He could look at something and draw it. It just mesmerized me how well he could draw. I'm sure you know personal people in your life that they can just draw, and it just blows your mind. And me, I wanted to draw so bad like David, but I couldn't. I did not have the ability. I didn't have that skill to do it. And so as life went on, this is leading to something. I realized something, that I wanted to be an artistic type person, but I didn't really have the skills. At least I didn't think I did. Well, I discovered something that I kind of am good at, and it is artistic, and it is creative, and it's something that I do as a hobby. I do it now. I've only been doing it maybe 3 years. I don't consider myself professional at it, but I feel like I've come a long ways. And that's where I'm leading this into, is how I started designing from scratch Christmas villages, spooky towns, and carnivals. And I really, really enjoy that. And I really enjoy taking like a blank piece of foam board, like insulation board or styrofoam, that's just blank, and taking that and creating it into something that's actually beautiful and festive. And I can do that. And that is where my artistic side of me comes out. So I've had people ask me, well, Jim, are you going to do anything, with these villages? Because I talk about them. And the answer is yes, I am. I'm still going to do my little Cracker Barrel type talks, where we sit around the table, kind of like what we're doing right now. We'll just chew the fat and talk. Sometimes not everybody wants to hear a rant. A lot of people like just peace and calm, and they don't want to be hearing and discussing about world problems and doom and gloom and all this stuff. And I get that, and I understand it. Excuse me for drinking, but my throat's sore. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can incorporate two different, maybe three different things. Some rants here and there all through the year. Nothing heavy. I'm not into really knock down, drag out rants anymore. I think I want to do my Cracker Barrel type things where we just sit around and just talk. I tell stories or something. You may be interested, you may not be. And I want to do some building, maybe show some things, some techniques and tricks and tips of trying to make a Christmas village from scratch. Maybe some of you would enjoy doing this as a hobby. You just don't know that you would like it because you've never tried it. But if you did, I guarantee you it's probably going to hook you. So what I'm thinking about doing is, like, right now, even though it's still officially winter, when you do village creating, you have to think in advance and you have to work in advance, because when you build villages on the type of scale that I build them, you don't just throw these up in a day and it's done. No, it takes weeks. Sometimes it takes months, because you're taking a piece of styrofoam or XPS foam board, insulation board, and you're designing sidewalks and you're designing stone streets or cobblestone streets, and you have to rough them up and you have to make them look realistic, and then you have to paint them, and you have to coordinate buildings, and you have to put up lights, and then you have to deal with cordage, how to hide cords. You have to deal with, you may want beautiful scenery. It may be a different time of the year, so you may have trees that look like they're just starting to bloom because it's that season. Whereas when you do a Christmas village, it's pretty dormant. The leaves are off the trees, and it's snow. You may want a snow scene for Christmas because you want to make it festive. And then there's like the spooky town, the spooky villages. I've only made one in my life, but I really liked how it turned out. And I'm thinking about doing that. So what I'm thinking about doing is pretty soon, not going to put a date. I'm not going to trap myself or put any stress on me, but I think I'm going to start building pretty soon, gear up towards a spring, summer carnival. I want to order a few more carnival rides. They actually move. I mean, these are like little miniature amusement park type rides. And I'm going to build I think, a really cool looking carnival. And I'm going to do that in my den. And I'd like to show you kind of how I do some of these things along the way. So if you want to do it, maybe I can give you some ideas. Again, I'm not a professional, and there are people that blow me away. And I'm not trying to be like the #1 village creator in the world. No, I do it for me. I do it because I enjoy it. I do it because, well, I just like it. It's my hobby. I've got a lot of money invested in it. You don't have to invest a lot of money. You can start off real slow, really. You can start off doing something that they call vignettes, which are just very small little villages. You may have just a little house or two, maybe have some people, some trees, maybe some lights. You may put it on a countertop or a table or something, and you light it up at night or whatever, and it's very nice and enjoyable. And what's really enjoyable is that you designed it, you created it. And I'd like to get into that a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to do with my channel. Not sure if it's going to fare very well, but I thought, like, pretty soon I'm going to start working on the spring, summer carnival. And then after I do that, and I'll enjoy that for a little while, then the next major holiday to me would be kind of that Halloween season. So before I get to October, where Halloween is, I'm going to have to back up to probably late August or September, and we'll start building a spooky village. We'll let the ghosts and goblins come out, and we'll design something like that. We'll do different levels, we'll figure out what we want to do. It all starts with an idea. You get an idea in your head. It's your village. You can be like the Bob Ross of your village. You can put a happy little tree right here, or you can put a little snowflake there. You can put this little person here. There's no mistakes. It's your world. You do whatever you want to do. And that's what's fun about villaging. And I want to share that with you. I enjoy it. And I hope that you'll sub my channel, and I hope that you will continue to watch. Again, I'm not just going to have a channel, just village, how to do this, how to do that, and all that. No, 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 no. I'm just going to incorporate that a little bit into my channel. I'm going to just keep the name Jimmy Rants. I don't know who else to be. I've kind of built a brand. I'm not a big channel. Like right now, I think I'm at 980 subs. Thank you. Thank you for that. I need 20 more to reach that 1,000. And it's just really slowed down, and I don't know why. I don't know. But I hope you'll give me a shot, give me a chance. Just because one video may not be super exciting, maybe the next one will be a little better than the last one I did. I don't know. I'm just doing this, like I said, I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it to try to hope I get sponsors and make a killing. No, I'm not interested in that. I'm really not. This is really filling a big gap in my life. It's really helping deal with a lot of loneliness that I'm experiencing, and I'm trying to deal with it since my wife's passing. So I came back to YouTube again just to, well, be able to talk to somebody. And then when you make a comment, I can interact. It kind of makes me feel like I'm halfway, I hate to say it like this, but halfway alive a little bit. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you stopping by today. I really appreciate it. And let's create a community together. It's okay to have friends. I don't want to get on here, and I don't want to be a news channel. I don't want to be a doom and gloom channel. I don't want to sit here like I'm some expert on everything, because I'm not. I'm just a regular guy. I'd like to think I'm a good guy, a responsible guy. And I just try to do the best I can. And I really appreciate your visits. I really, truly do. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you for being here today and listening to all this stuff. But I think I'm going to do that. We'll do the rants. We'll do the kind of the Cracker Barrel around the table kind of talks. And maybe we'll do some village stuff. And that, again, that's my artistic ability. I can't draw. I wish I could. I'm not a poet. I'm not a musician. But I can build a Christmas village or a spooky town or a carnival. And it's a lot of fun. And I think you'll enjoy it too. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Jimmy Rants.